My name is Lual. I am a Canadian citizen. I'm recording this in the open, in public, so there is no confusion about my safety or state of mind at the time of this recording. Excuse me, I'm looking around because I could die at any moment. I'm at the U.S. Embassy in Ottawa. Okay, let me continue. I need to state something clearly and on record. Over the past year, I have been subjected to actions that no Canadian should ever experience, including covert operations, chemical sedation, threats of violence, and sexual assaults. Inside a private residence in Ottawa. The first violent crime I've ever experienced in over my 20 years in Canada, 20 plus years in Canada. Not from ordinary citizens, not by burglars, but by security forces who could only have done what they did to a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil with authorization. I want to be very specific, and please forgive me for the graphic details. I was sedated without consent. I was sexually assaulted. The sexual assault was recorded on video and exists with the perpetrators. I was told that if I return to this embassy, the U.S. Embassy in Ottawa, that I will be shot to death. I was almost renditioned at this exact location nearly a year ago. Thinking I could invoke the UN for my protection, as my state had failed me as a citizen. Not knowing that I was seconds away from being blackbagged and flown out the country. I don't know where, but I know on the other side, torture and prison with no rights awaited me. Multiple members of my family in Canada and overseas have been threatened. My kids, who are toddlers in Canada, I received threats towards their safety. These actions cannot be done by random criminals because I have no criminal history or connections. They required coordination, access, and authorization. I also need to say this clearly for my protection. I know that the office of the Prime Minister knows who I am, and the leader of the opposition knows who I am. And multiple Canadian agencies, CSIS, RCMP, are aware of who I am. In fact, if I go to a local police station, they will say, Lual, your file is with the federal is your files with the federals. We cannot do anything. We cannot help you. At the federal government level, I ask the federal government of Canada, is our sovereignty compromised as Canadians? I'm not a violent criminal, not a terrorist, not a spy, and not mentally unstable. If anything happens to me, if I die, disappear, if I am harmed, if there is a second sexual assault on a private residence on Canadian soil to a Canadian citizen, or if I am suddenly labeled dangerous, it is not by accident. I'm doing this so Canadians understand, if a normal citizen like myself can have their rights suspended in the capital of a G7 country, then no one is safe. I am asking for one thing only: an independent investigation, transparent, public, and protected from interference into my claims, and to seize the video of my sexual assault and release it to the public. I know the footage exists in the eternal agencies, and exists to silence others and intimidate others, and also to humiliate me, Lual. Okay? I cannot fall to humiliation, so I want to see the footage. I want you, the federal government of Canada, to seize the footage and release it to the public. Since your security actors thought that type of treatment was so funny, let's see if the public sees it as so funny. I want to see it myself. I want to see what's so funny about a war crime. Because it was not Canadian citizens that did that. It was not some random criminals. It was deniable assets that could only have done what they've done with authorization. In Ottawa, with all these agencies, there's no way. You need authorization. This video exists for accountability. I am not afraid, and I will not remain silent. If you want to kill me, so be it. I am standing for the integrity of our Charter of Rights. As a Canadian citizen, thank you. My name is Lual. Bye.